So today I'm here at my daughter's school, and what's this here? It's a charger. What's strange about it? It's coin operated. Now I've not used these charge points yet. One of them is 11 kilowatts, the other one is 22 kilowatts. Obviously that 22 kilowatt one, that's only we're talking AC, not DC, so that is only really good for Zoe drivers. Even the 11 kilowatts is actually more than I need and more than most EVs need. The Niro tops out at 7.2, I think it is, might be 7.4, I forget. I'm sure I'll put it on the screen. So I can only get 7.2 even if I plug into the 11 kilowatts. That one's £2 an hour, and the 22 kilowatt one is £4 an hour. Those rates, I imagine, are set by the school. Apparently they just cover the electric, but not much else. And they do assure me that the electric is provided by Ecotricity. So at least it's renewable and all that stuff, so that's good. So I haven't used them yet. I have no idea what to do, and they need some instructions up on the wall, which I'll make for them. But let's give this a go and see what happens. So first of all, I'm going to make sure I turn off scheduled charging, because that's what it's set to at the moment. Okay, let's plug in. Okay, flashing blue, station's ready to charge. Guess he goes in there. Time remaining 60 minutes, okay. Gonna try and do this one-handed. Okay, well, it's charging. Now, to be honest, that's probably the easiest charger I've ever used. And I was expecting it to be quite complicated, because it looks a bit ugly, to be honest, that Rolec charger, you know, with all those buttons at the top. God knows what they do. So I was expecting it to be a faff. But that's actually really easy, isn't it? So the only weird thing is that it's not getting 7 kilowatts. Or 7.2, whatever it's supposed to be. Yeah, so 3.6 kilowatts, that's not very impressive, is it? Given that it's an 11 kilowatt charger, and I should be getting 7 point whatever. My theory is that it's probably because it's -1 outside, and I think it probably doesn't want to damage the battery. Having said that, I mean, that's really low. That's a really low charge speed. And I would have expected it to get to 7 quite easily. I mean, it's not going to damage the battery, is it? Surely. Something that this Kia doesn't have, this e-Niro doesn't have, is a battery heater. And there was some confusion with this, because in my last video I said that I thought that it did have a battery heater, because it was actually in the original press release that Kia sent out. So then I tweeted Kia, and I said, does it have a battery heater? And then they said, no, it doesn't. So let's assume that this, it's a pretty good guess, isn't it, that this one doesn't have a battery heater. The new one, the 2020 one, will have it, though. That has been pretty much confirmed. Well, it has been confirmed by Kia, but, you know, given that in the first press release for the Kia first edition that I'm driving, you know, it said it had a battery heater and it didn't. So who knows what to believe. But good signs anyway that the new one will. Now, whether that's the issue here, I don't know. But it's sticking at 3.6 kilowatts. It hasn't started to ramp up at all. And I've got climate control on. Let's turn that off. Okay, well, I've turned off the heating, and that has done nothing at all. Hasn't changed it. So, it does seem pretty slow, doesn't it? Now, what I really need is, need to try this on a hot day, but there's not going to be a hot day for a while. So I don't know, maybe I'll ask the school to see if they know why it might be so low. Because yeah, 3.6, I mean, that's literally half what it should be, isn't it? Yes, 7.2, yeah, it's like half what it should be. So that seems a bit weird, doesn't it? Anyway, you know, it's great to have these chargers at the school. Actually, a lot of people drive electric cars here, and I had assumed that most people have driveways to charge at home. But actually, there's a couple that have a Zoe, and they're really interested in using these because they don't have a charger at home. So that's pretty good, and it probably works out a much better deal with a Zoe. Now, so the school the school insists that it's that there's no profit in it. I think there should be profit in it, really. But the chargers themselves they cost about 1,300 or something like that, so they're not cheap. But they got a government grant, and the government grant, I think, pays for almost all of it. No, I'll have to check. I'll check and I'll put it up on the screen because I don't remember off the top of my head. So it's great that it's quite an eco school anyway. There's an organic farm just over there, and they're up for all the eco credentials. So it's great to have it. Great to promote the use of electric cars. As I've said before in another video, actually, so many people have electric cars here. It's strange. It's quite an unusually high concentration of EVs in one place. So many of the parents have them. But yes, I mean, it's not something I would never use this. I wouldn't need to. But it's going up. It's flirting with 3.7 now. Maybe it will ramp up then. But I'm not going to be stuck here for an hour to see how high it goes. Maybe it will try and get up to 7. If someone does charge here, what can they do? Well, they're going to start serving coffee in a little what they call the cultural centre just over there. They'll start serving coffee there, so that'll be good with Wi-Fi. So that'll be great for people to just sit with their laptop or whatever and do some work. And probably the best thing about this place is that it's surrounded by absolutely stunning scenery. So I guess if I was feeling active, then I would go for a lovely little walk in the fields, especially as it's so beautifully frosty at the moment. It's really a beautiful place. So I'll just sit here for a bit, and then I'll go. Yeah, we're on 3.7 now. Maybe it's going up. Let's hope. When the school first said that they were going to install these chargers, and I found out they were coin operated, I thought they were joking, actually. And but actually, it kind of makes sense. So schools are always strapped for cash, and this is a great way of just getting some money, really. So people, using the school's electricity and generating a little bit of revenue, even though they say they don't make a profit, but I mean, really, they should make a little bit at least. So obviously a credit card payment system, would be, for me, it would be more convenient because I never have cash. But at the same time, I imagine that must be much more difficult. At least with this, they're controlling these charges themselves. If they had one with credit cards or even like PodPoint or something like that, then, you've got the hassle of, I imagine, some sort of internet connectivity that you have to have. And I imagine you have to pay, I suppose you have to pay like PodPoint or people like that, or at least credit card charges and all that kind of stuff. There must be a bit of more of an administrative nightmare, and I imagine it would cost more as well for charging. That's my guess anyway. So at least, they're controlling it all themselves. So that makes a lot of sense, I think. Even if it is really annoying that I just never have coins. And I don't think, do other people have coins? Do you walk around with coins in your pocket? Because I certainly don't. I'm so used to paying contactless for everything now. So it's kind of quite low tech, but kind of cool, I think, in that respect. So Yeah, I like it. I think they've made quite a good decision. Well, I've been here a while now, what, half an hour? And it still hasn't gone up from 3.7. So I don't know enough about all of this. This is my problem, right? So it's 11 kilowatts, 16 amps. I don't know whether that makes a difference. Should the ampage be higher? Is that why it's only 3.7? I need to do some research, I think. Anyway, I've been here long enough. I'm going to try and unplug, so let's see how this goes. No idea how to turn it off. Please do not disconnect lead from the vehicle. Okay, well, let's try that. Off it. Let's turn it off. Okay. Turn it off first. Okay, simple as that. Got to say, that's the easiest charger I think I've ever used. Okay, so I've unplugged, and a nagging doubt that I should perhaps try the other charger, which is 32 amps and 22 kilowatts. Even though I know that it shouldn't. That shouldn't be right, should it? That shouldn't then get 7 kilowatts. Maybe it does. Maybe it is all based on the amps. Do I try it? Do I waste £1? I think we waste £1, don't we? Something the e-Niro is really not very good at for some reason at the moment is getting the charge port open. You see? It's really... You've got to... It needs a bit of WD-40 probably. Okay. Right, let's have another go at this then. Well, there you have it. Okay, so it turns out I need 32 amps to get the full charging speed. I didn't know that. I don't see why... well, I mean, should we be expected to know these kinds of things? You don't need to know that, do you, with a fossil fuel car? You just need to know, is it petrol or is it diesel? Now, if I'm confused and I'm someone who's been driving an electric car for a while, then I imagine a lot of other people would be confused as well. So if you are watching this video, I hope this has been quite interesting. I hope you've learned something, because I have. And yeah, clearly I need to learn a little bit about electricity, and I'm looking forward to getting some comments, because you always leave me fantastic comments and correct me when I'm wrong, which is... to be honest, most of the time. And anyway, well, thank you very much for watching, and do subscribe, press the little bell icon to be notified of the next videos. I've got a few in the pipeline actually, so throughout December you'll get quite a few little pings when I upload videos. And thank you very much for watching, and I shall catch you later. Bye for now.